Good day, everyone. My name is Michelle D. Clark, and I'm your favorite small town girl with big time dreams, who God has definitely shown His grace and His mercy, and He has saved me from some life threatening things. And I am so glad that He did. Why? Because today is a super sensational Sunday on purpose because I said so, and you can too. Also, because it is our winning 10 minutes or less fundamental moments where we empower you with quick and easy tips, strategies, life hacks, mindset hacks, so that way you can live inspired, free, and transformed. All right, you all. So let's go ahead and get started with our show. So in order to get started, we have to talk about our household customs. Our first custom, of course, is if you'd like to have a proper shout out, then make sure you put your name and where you're watching from in the chat, either the chat or the chat, depending on which platform you are watching on. Now, when I say where you're watching from, I'm not specifically talking about Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, but if you are watching on Facebook and LinkedIn, make sure that you like this post, heart this post, support this post, share this post. So that way it is not the best kept secret and you're the only person winning in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments, right? So, of course, if you're also watching it on YouTube, make sure that you click the subscribe button. I was going to say click the bell. You can do that too, right? But subscribe and then click the little bell so then that way you're in the know when we drop new content. See, this is how you know this is live, y'all. All right, so here's the bottom line. If you like to have that proper shout out, I'm really talking about putting in your city, your state, your country, your continent, your province, your county, wherever you like to shout out. Oh, I see some coming in right now. All right, everybody, I see some eyeballs popping on. So we have Fuchina coming in from Duluth, Georgia. What's going on, Fuchina? And she is a repeat supporter. So she already knows the second custom, which is to go ahead and make sure that you have your water, your bottle of water locked and loaded and ready to go. So then that way you will be ready when we have our break for station identification for our hydration, because you already know that the brain, our bodies, we work better when we are hydrated. So we'll do that in 2.5 seconds. If you are a newbie, then of course, welcome to our winning 10 minutes or less fundamental moments. And if you are a repeat supporter like Miss Fuchina coming in from Duluth, Georgia, then make sure that I want to welcome you all back to the show. All right, that should have given you all enough time to run and go get that water. And of course, if you're watching on your phone, take the phone with you so you don't miss a second, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and take that break for station identification for our hydration. 1, 2, 3, go team. Mm-hmm. Refreshing. Now, for those of y'all who know me, I like my water room temp. Before I get started with the show, I'd love for you all to tell me, first of all, how do you like your water? And then second of all, what type of water you like? This is not a, a water show. However, I'm just curious. As I was taking my swig, hey, I see some more eyeballs popping on. As I was taking my swig, I was like, okay, so I like spring water. And I also like, what is that? Alkaline water. That's good too. And so I love to know what kind of water you all like and what do you hydrate yourself with. So when we take our breakfast station identification for our hydration, I love to know what you're drinking. You can kind of see what I'm drinking, even though I'm covering up the bottle a little bit because, of course, they're not paying me for endorsements. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and slide over into our topic for today. And of course, you can put that in the chat. You can always email me. You can DM me. I reside on Facebook and LinkedIn mostly, but at some point in time, I will be upping up my Twitter and my Instagram game. So be on the lookout for that. All right. In the meantime, in between time, you all, let's go ahead and get down. Let's talk about our topic for today. So our topic for today is drum roll. Communication matters. Now that could be that could be two different ways, right? That's I'm talking about communication. So he said communication matters. It could be like it matters that we communicate, or communication matters, meaning that there's substance. There's something about how communication works. And we're actually, it's like both ways. Here it is, you all. So communication matters. Now, the angle I was looking at with this is, so I was talking with one of my clients, and they're having some communication issues, if you will, meaning with their children, right, or their child. And the child was of the teenage persuasion, and it was just like, how can I reach this teenager? How can I communicate with them? I've also had other clients who have had, spouses and communication that way, or siblings, communication that way. But communication matters. It matters. And at a recent, because for those of you who know me, you know that I still work part time at a community mental health agency in the community. Of course, have to look out for my community folks. And so we had a staff meeting, and I actually was in another training. I was in a training for CEU, continuing education credits, because I am a licensed mental health therapist, right? So, licensed master social work. That's what the LMSW stands for after my name. And so with that, I was in another training, came over to this one for a quick second, popping in, and I came in on a point where they were talking about different ways, I guess, of of how to engage clients and things of that nature. And I was saying, communication does not just mean verbal. A lot of times, therapeutically, we'll find ourselves, and even as life coaches, we find ourselves coaching and either being mentors or coaches or therapists or doctors or whatever. We find ourselves communicating via verbal. And that is not the only way to communicate. And in that meeting, I talked about how when I meet with some of my clients, I do more than just verbal communication. First of all, if it's younger clients, then I bring out the little faces. I'm sure you guys have seen that. You go into the doctor's office and you see little faces, the little scale. But in addition to that, emojis, you all, use of emojis, written language. Sometimes people aren't talkers. Sometimes they'll text how they feel, or sometimes they'll write down how they feel, or they might email how they feel. I was gonna say courier pigeon, how they feel. I'm sure that's what happened back in the day, y'all. But, just going back to different ways of communicating, it doesn't have to just be verbal. And guess what? Nonverbals, paraverbals. So when someone is talking, no, your screen did not freeze, and neither did mine. I paused there. I did a pregnant pause on purpose because our paraverbals, the things that we don't say, the pauses in between, the cadence, the rate, the volume, all of these things factor into the communication process. And so it's important that when we are communicating things, another thing I want to add is vocabulary. Yes, I talked about other ways of communicating other than verbal, but even the use of verbal communication matters. So I have sometimes where people around me, friends, family, associates, business partners, people who I'm collab with, whatever the case may be, and clients, may use the word and it gets a little watered down. And it's not just the same word. It could be something like love. It could be something like um, anxiousness or anxiety or nervousness or depression, those types of things. And sometimes they're overutilized. Now, of course, if we feel depressed, that I'm not trying to take away from that feeling. However, there's different degrees, different levels. Sometimes it's not depression or sometimes it's not anxiety. A lot of times I will refer to it as anxiousness unless it actually is anxiety. So when I talk about that, it's like the different levels of severity. So it's like fidgeting, nervous, on edge, anxiousness, anxiety, and then of course severe anxiety. And there's different degrees of anxiety, social anxiety, um, anxiety from generalized anxiety. So there's different degrees of anxiousness, anxiety, right? So making sure that we are accurately communicating, especially when it comes to our feelings, our emotions, being able to actually label it appropriately. It just reminded me of a saying that if everything is a crisis, then nothing is a crisis. If everything is special, then nothing is special. If everything is anxiety, then nothing is anxiety. It's like everything can't be everything. So we want to make sure that we label things appropriately. So that way, when we're communicating with someone, it helps to give them a better idea of where we're coming from. How exactly are we feeling? So sometimes we come up with labels, in especially jargon, if you will, in different industries. That jargon is put into place so that way we can have an idea without a shortcut, if you will, without having to go through all of the symptomology, symptomology that goes along with that, right? And I'm talking about, of course, therapeutically. And other industries, there's other kinds of jargon that has a collection of, if you will, almost like a meaning or definition. So then that way you have to go through the whole thing. When you say this one word, boom, somebody who's in that industry knows exactly what you're talking about. At the same time, so that can be a good thing, and at the same time, it can also be limiting. So we want to make sure that if we are using a label, that we're labeling things correctly. So that way it doesn't get misconstrued, and so that people actually know what it is that you're talking about, and especially when we're talking about feelings, emotions, thoughts, things of that nature. All right, you all. So that is 9:36 here. So that is our win in 10 minutes. So let's find the mental moments that communication matters, especially if I can get my mouth right today. Hey, you all. It's like the damn time about communication, my mouth is like, huh, what, who, where? Fundamental moments, right? We have to keep the fundamentals. All right, y'all. I'm about to take a quick break for station identification for my hydration before I get into my announcements. Mm-hmm. Still tastes good. Still room temp. All right, y'all. So I want to let you guys know that we have a special announcement that's going down in the V. So we're going to announce it this Wednesday. So I know I kept talking about, oh, I'm going to make an announcement, when I'm going to make the announcement. Okay, I told you guys I'm going to drop the date of when I'm going to make the announcement. Here it is, you all. So I'm going to make a special announcement this Wednesday, March 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be at our Win in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments. I will be dropping that special announcement on that day, on that episode. So you want to make sure that you are in the house when that occurs. So that way you don't have to wonder what happened. You can be a part of what happened. Tomorrow, we are still going to have another Win in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments. We're going to have that tomorrow. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we're going to have our Tuesday Talks with Ms. Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll have that. You see that banner running across the bottom there. So we will have that as well this Tuesday. And we are having guests, you all. Yes, yes, yes. We are having guests. We are going to have guests this Tuesday for our Tuesday Talks, LMSW, right, with me, MicheleDClark. With Ms. Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so I saw some more eyeballs coming on there. If you'd like to have a proper shout out, then go ahead and put your name and where you are watching from in the comment section. If not, of course, it is a house custom, not a requirement. You don't have to do that. All right, you all, but I thought I'd get some last shout outs out there. But yes, communication matters. That was our topic today. We are going to have some special guests on our Tuesday Talks with Ms. Clark, LMSW, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Wednesday, we will be dropping a special announcement on Wednesday, the 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Win in 10 minutes. So let's fundamental moments. So make sure that you are in the house so you don't have to wonder what happened. You'll be a part of what happened. All right, you all, that is my story and I'm sticking to it. I thank you all so much for watching. And of course, hashtag replay is for real. You can always catch the replays on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I would recommend doing it on YouTube. Why? Because I have them categorized. But if you like to peruse my site on Facebook and LinkedIn, please, by all means, do so. Make sure you like this post, share this post, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the little bell so that way you'll stay in the know when we drop new content like we just did tonight. All right, you all, in the meantime, in between time, I want to communicate with you all how much I care about you and I love you to life just because you are. So my name is MicheleDClark. I am the mindset management coach for professional women with Live Nation, where we empower you to live inspired, free, and transform. Take care, God bless, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you all tomorrow evening for our next Win in 10 minutes or less fundamental moments. Take care, God bless.